A lot of cheating happens
Okay.
in this industry.
Yeah, sometimes it's true. I've heard actual stories.
Spill.
I received a call from an angry customer. He was yelling. I was shocked. I was overwhelmed by all the yelling and all. And I cried in the spot.
I heard that you have a teaching degree, but you're here now in a completely different industry.
Yes.
Do you have any regrets of being here? You know, when people would call you and then they'd hear your voice and they'd just start flirting with you just because of your voice?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it happened. It happened like last month.
Welcome to Beyond the Call, where we get to know our Sophians inside and out of the workplace. Today, we'll be joined by Ala, one of our Universal Support agents.
Hello everyone, I'm Ala Costa and you're watching Beyond the Call.
Ah, great intro. Great intro for the first episode, honestly. Solid delivery. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me here, Adrian.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so I heard that you have a teaching degree,
Yes.
right? Eh?
Right.
And you're certified?
Yes.
Board passer?
Board passer. I'm licensed.
But you're here now in a completely different industry.
Yes.
Do you have any regrets of being here instead of doing what you studied for and passed and stuff?
Of course not. I didn't have regrets because in the first place I was able to help myself and my parents. Like I was able to ease the burden on them because I have a sister. I'm actually supporting her right now, and the industry has given me the opportunity to support myself and my family, so I didn't have regrets. And my degree, it's there. I can always like go back to my degree, but this industry, the BPO industry, has made a great difference, so I didn't have any regrets.
If you had the chance to go back, would you change anything about coming here, maybe finding a job abroad or something?
Well, to be honest, I won't sugarcoat anything. Of course, there are instances that I think about going back, but as long as I'm still loving it here, and again, as I mentioned, the industry has given me the opportunity to help myself and my family. But yes, plans are always there, of course, for greener pasture. So yes, I won't close my doors to those opportunities. But right now, I am just happy that I'm here, especially in Sophie.
And that instant, okay. So since your first job was the BPO industry, and we've been, this industry has been around for a couple of decades here in the
Yes.
Philippines. What were the biggest misconceptions that you've heard, and then were they true or not?
Oh, the most common unfortunate misconception I've heard, especially before when I was still studying, like I've heard this a lot, that this is just a place for people who weren't able to finish school or those who do not have other career options. But as I've started working here, especially here in Sophie, I realized that isn't true at all, because the industry actually requires strong communication skills, your ability to adapt. You need to be tech savvy. So if you don't have that, you won't last long. And I actually have a lot of colleagues that are educated, like educated people who came from diverse academic backgrounds. And yes, of course, there are some who weren't able to finish schools, but they have their own reasons. They have their personal reasons, and I don't think we have the right to judge that, because they are people carrying responsibilities, and the industry again has given them the opportunity to help themselves and their families. And I truly believe that we have different paths in life, and as long as we're not using the money to hurt ourselves and others, I deeply respect every hustle there is, especially the effort of getting through each day, because it's not that easy, because we are all dealing with something. Like no, so I realize it's not that true, because there are others who use this as a stepping stone. Others stayed because they think it offers like a more decent salary, and that is for me a respectable choice as well. So yeah, it actually depends on the person, how you view things in life and how you use opportunities.
Another thing that my
Sure.
team found out,
Oh my gosh,
part of our research team.
your team.
Yes. Oh no. So this isn't your first BPO,
Yes.
right? And this connects to my next question about the misconceptions. Because personally, I've heard two big things about this industry. One is this industry is good for people who can speak well but aren't so facially gifted.
Okay.
And the other one,
Facially gifted,
not so
not so desirable.
aesthetically pleasing.
Okay.
And the other one is a lot of cheating happens
Okay.
in this industry. So I just want to know, since you've been a couple of shifts, whether it's morning shift or the evening shift, are those true or not?
It actually depends. Like I've also heard that a lot before, but I just think it's very rampant here. We are more talked about because we have more employees here, and I just think sometimes it's true, but
But you haven't heard actual stories.
yes, I've heard actual stories.
Spill. Not kidding.
I don't think we can do that.
Speaking of skills, so this is kind of an HR question as well, sort of thing. But what were the skills that you brought when they asked, what skills can you bring, or what skills do you have, since you don't have one, work experience, and then two, industry experience?
Yeah. Well, I think my communication skills and my natural ability to socialize with people has really helped me in my BPO role, especially being a universal support. Because when I started working, I was directly assigned to be a universal support, and I didn't find it too difficult to go through different trainings because I transfer from one account to another. I cover from one account to another, which means I have to deal with different set of people. With that being said, I didn't find it too difficult because I was used to that setup. And I also like, explaining my thoughts. I like speaking. I just don't know if I'm effective, but yes, for me, I think studying education helped me to be more comfortable or more confident in doing that. Yes.
It translated well.
Yes, because during my college days, of course, time management, the pressure is there, so it's not really new to me.
If and when you leave this industry, would you hop back into teaching? Because I think, no, I've heard that you haven't had professional teaching work yet, or teaching experience.
Because I went directly to
the industry. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you scared about, being ridiculed, especially since it's a completely different industry, and going back to basics, essentially, to that being a teacher?
I am more scared to going back to basic, or I'm more scared to the thought that I haven't really started anything yet than being ridiculed, because as long as you know how to fight for yourself and how the job meant for you, it won't matter. Like they don't have a say to my life, as long as I'm like, I'm doing my thing. And if I go back to teaching, I am more scared that I'd probably forgot like what I spent 4 years in studying for. So yeah, I'm more scared of that, like, than being ridiculed by people. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, because I spent like almost 3 years here without practicing the actual like teaching.
Yeah.
So I'm scared I might have lapses and might forgot everything I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully, one YouTube search away during class, like how to talk to my students.
How to talk to my students. Well, I think creating lesson plans, making lesson plans is going to be a lot harder for me, I think.
Let's deviate a bit to your work experience and sort of
Sure.
layering it with what you've learned. Were there times that you had to talk to customers in a nurturing or a very teacher-like voice?
Of course, yes, of course, especially when I speak with elderly, when they couldn't hear that well, they couldn't hear me or they couldn't understand a thing, so I have to, more gentle, I have to explain every bit. So, yes, or there are just customers who, I don't know, who couldn't grasp, but it's okay. So I have to be very careful on the words I say. So yes, of course, that happens a lot, especially with, angry customers.
Yeah.
They will ask and ask and ask for more details. So you have to be very patient.
Yeah, I see. Could you share like one of the calls that you've had that kind of, I wouldn't say shook you to the
Left a
core? Huh?
Like left a mark.
Yeah, like especially during your first few months, I guess. Like, what was the one of the most traumatizing?
Oh,
time?
yes, it happened to me when I was still at my first BPO company. When I received a call from a customer. I was new. I was actually nesting at that time, so everything was new to me. All the tools, like the setup, because, I was a newbie, like literally. So I received a call from an angry customer. He was yelling at me because of the orders he received, and I was shocked. I was overwhelmed by all the yelling and all, and I cried in the spot. And then he was listening to me crying. He couldn't handle the crack in my voice. So I was explaining things to him while crying, and at the end, of the call, the customer actually apologized because I was crying and it actually wasn't my fault. And after that, I logged off and just cried. And the TL ended up comforting me. So I think that's one of the most, I don't know if it's embarrassing, but I couldn't forget that moment in my BPO years. And that's one thing as well that made me think I don't want this job. Okay, it's gonna be the first and my last. It's so hard, working in customer service, but look at me now.
3 years in.
I've learned.
Yeah, true.
Yes, I've learned to handle angry customers now. Like, don't take it personally, and just put yourself in their shoes. Why are they angry? And just try to solve the problem.
Speaking of angry customers, how do you sort of separate when you have so much frustration from angry customers, and then you go home? Like, how do you deal with that emotional?
Now that I'm
burden?
2 years in the industry, I
Yeah.
don't really mind. Like, if I receive calls like that, I always make sure when I go home I forget everything about work and just focus on my mental health. Because if you take it personally, it's going to affect you more and more, and it will eventually affect how you do your job. So when you receive calls like that, just don't take it personally. Again, you need to understand why the customer has been acting like that, and of course you have to try to solve the problem, and everything's going to be well. Just don't take it at home.
I see.
Just love yourself enough not to take problems here at work at home.
Wow. Were there times that, when people would call you and then they'd hear your voice and they'd just start flirting with you just because of your voice?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it happened like last month. Steven was asking if I could go with him, and the tour, because in one of the accounts that I handle, I handle bookings. I book for them, and then I don't know. It was literally flirting, but it's not allowed. Of course, you need to be professional. I just said okay next time, and then he told his friends that he's gonna come with me next time. And he probably thought I live near the area because he actually asked what state I was in. So he probably thought I was near the area as well.
Okay.
But yeah, someone asked me to like go with them during the tour. So
Oh yes, it's
but I
pretty
think
mild.
that's very usual for the callers. I don't think
guess
that
so.
doesn't happen to me all the time. Just rarely.
So it didn't go as spicier than that. Just like something
I know, just
very
like that.
harmless, sort of.
They probably thought, oh, her voice is sweet, something like that.
Okay.
Should try to ask her. Or he thought I was in the area. I
I
was
see.
at the main office.
Well, speaking of Filipino English, I think there was one video I recently saw of quote unquote the accent being, especially in the US, I think it's spreading more and more. That I think there were Filipino Americans on I think it was a news show in LA, and they didn't sound they sounded neutral. I think that's the best way to describe
Yeah,
Filipino
neutral.
English.
Yeah.
A lot of them were like, "Oh, it sounds nice. It sounds pleasant," and it's interesting how we quote unquote developed that through years of
Yeah.
English classes
Yes,
and
of course.
speaking.
At least I could say Filipinos are great English speakers. We speak well.
Yeah.
We speak well. Speak the English language well. It's really not that hard for us to learn the English language. Like we learn it at school, at home, we'll listen to videos. Yeah, that's easy for us to learn the English language, because I said that I had to, to at least sound neutral
Yeah.
to my calls, because I actually experienced that during when I was still at my first BPO company. I started talking, and then the customers were like, asking, "Are you a Filipino?" Asked me directly, "If you're a Filipino, transfer me to someone on like on shore." And so okay, but it was so from that moment on, maybe I could try to sound neutral, so you would trust me more, so I would sound more credible
Yeah.
to you, probably. That's how it would look like. But yes, but I don't really receive angry customers here when I work here in Sophie. No, really. What do you call that again? Like angry customers. We have that jargon here.
Irate.
Irate customer. So I don't really receive calls from irate customers here. Very rare.
To wrap up this episode, what are a few quick tips that you could probably give to people who want to start here, or had a bad experience and might be on the fence on working again in this industry?
Well, before I was actually hesitant to apply to Sophie, but luckily I met a friend who offered me and my other friend to apply to Sophie, and thankfully we got the job. So I think if you really want to try, just do it. Just do it. Just give it a try, and then you learn from your experience, and then decide after that. And whatever reasons you have right now for working hard or for wanting to work hard, just keep going. And when you finally reach success, just don't forget that your skills may take you to the top, but it takes character to keep you there.
Wow. I love those closing remarks for
Yes,
this episode.
that's my favorite closing remarks, actually. Like, when you reach success, don't forget that your skills may take you to the top, of course, but it takes character to keep you there.
All right. Thank you so much, Al, for joining.
You're welcome, Adrian. Thank you so much for having me.
Do you want people to follow you anywhere? No, lah. Like,
I don't. Just no, it's okay.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah. Do you want to promote anything? I don't know. Do you have gigs or?
I don't. I'm trying
Okay.
to be a private person right now.
I see. Beautiful.
Or wala na siya ganap. But yes, thank you so much, Adrian, for having me here.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for listening for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe or follow us wherever this is. This will be available on all the platforms that we can get. Make sure to follow for more episodes. If you want to see more of Al, she has a couple of episodes or videos done on our channel. If you guys have any other questions that we could ask other guests in the future, make sure to comment them down below. And with those, that closes up this episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye for now.